Everyone. For the last couple of weeks, I haven't posted anything. I've been kind of relaxing a little bit through the holidays, spending some time with family, getting some things in order for 2026, and also was spending a lot of time. I just finished up the last chapter, got it approved for my doctoral project, my thesis. I've been working on my Doctor of Ministry degree for the last 4+ years. Finally looks like I'm going to be graduating in May, finishing that up. So excited about that. So I've been spending some time doing that, but I wanted to get back to some videos because I know 2026, especially the beginning of the year, a lot of people were, okay, what can I do differently this year? We're going to make some strides to improve some things, to change some things, and thinking about us men in our second half and what that might look like. We don't want to continue some of the same patterns. And so that led me to thinking about this idea of regret and reckoning. And we all carry a lot of regrets. But let this year be a year of reckoning where we come to terms with some things and we begin to really make a difference and change some things in our lives. Most men don't talk about their deepest regrets. They've missed years with their kids, a marriage that really got only the leftovers, priorities that looked noble on paper but left us empty. Somewhere after 40, though, we feel this, that, and I've said it before, this isn't the life that I thought I'd be living. And, you can't change the first half. I can't change the first half, but you can redeem the second. So in this video, I want to look honestly about regret and a reckoning. So let's start with what most men never say out loud. A lot of men, the second half, regret sounds a lot like this. I was there, but I wasn't really present. Or I chose work over my marriage, and I can't get those years back. Or I chased success, and somewhere along the way, I lost myself. What regrets do you have? What are those regrets that just gnaw at you? Nobody gives us an opportunity to stand up, ceremony where we get to stand up and confess, I missed it. I prioritized the wrong things. I feel like I should be further along by now. And so we don't get that moment. So instead we just carry these things quietly. We'll make jokes about them. We'll stay busy. We'll tell ourselves, it is what it is. But under the surface, there's this ache. And if we're honest, we're disappointed in how parts of our life turned out. That's regret. And the first step of reckoning is simple, but it's brutal. And it's this: it's stop pretending it's not there. Stop just trying to silence it and pretend it's not there. You see, most men believe one of two lies about regret. Lie number one is my past disqualifies me. I blew it as a dad. I blew it as a husband, as a man of faith. All I can do is just manage the damage. The second lie is my past doesn't matter. That was a different season. Everybody messes up. I'll just move on. You see, both of these lies keep us stuck. When you believe you're disqualified, you think small, you live timid, you stop trying, you stop risking, you assume the second half's just this decline. On the other hand, when you pretend your past doesn't matter, we end up repeating it. New job, same patterns. New relationship, same distance, same issues. New church, same disengaged heart. But reckoning is different. Reckoning says my past did matter. My past shaped me. I'm the man I am today because of some of the things in my past. But by the grace of God, it doesn't have to define how I finish my life. You can't rewrite the first half, but you absolutely can change the ending. We can alter some things to change the ending. Reckoning is not this dramatic moment, music playing. But it's a series of honest questions and courageous decisions. 3 questions I want to start with. I want you to consider. Number 1, where did I trade presence for performance? Where did I trade presence for performance? Look back over your life. Where did you choose performance, productivity, reputation over being truly present with your kids, with your spouse, with God, just with your own soul? It isn't about beating yourself up. It's really about gaining some clarity. You might even want to write this down, thinking about this idea here's where I was physically there, but emotionally gone. Here's some areas of my life I was there, but man, I wasn't even paying attention. Reckoning looks at that list of things and says, I can't reparent a 5-year-old from 25 years ago, but I can show up for this 30-year-old son, this 30-year-old daughter, and where they are today. You see, presence is still possible. It's going to look a little different in the second half, but it's still possible. The second question to consider: what relationship needs repair more than my pride needs protection? What relationship needs repair more than my pride needs protection? You see, most men can name at least one relationship that carries some unfinished business. That apology that never was spoken. That phone call that you keep putting off. That brother or friend you quietly drifted from. Regret wants you to say it's too late, so give up. But reckoning says, what would it look like to take one humble step toward repairing that? Doesn't take a grand gesture, not a perfect speech, just one honest text, maybe one voicemail, one invite out to get a cup of coffee. You may not control the outcome. They may not respond the way you hope they will, but you will be able to walk away knowing this, that, in the second half of my life, I'm going to choose courage over avoidance. That alone right there begins to redeem some regret. Third question. This is a hard one. If my second half is shorter than my first, what matters most now? Man, one of the hardest truths of midlife is this: we probably have more years behind us than we do in front of us. Probably have more behind us. You still have time, but it's not unlimited. So ask yourself, if these next 20 years go by as fast as the last 20 years did, what do I not want to leave undone? Maybe it's having some actual conversations with your adult kids about who you really are, what you've learned. Maybe it's finally pursuing that calling that you've buried so deep because it just didn't feel practical. Or maybe it's taking your walk with God from obligation to honest relationship. Write this down. In the second half, I will not leave blank undone. In the second half, I'm not going to leave that undone. That sentence right there is the beginning of a new legacy, beginning of a new direction for you, beginning of a new life. So how does regret become redemption? It doesn't erase the past, but it allows God to use it. God used these mistakes. Redemption looks like this. You tell the truth about where you missed it. And then that makes you more compassionate with your kids, your spouse, and the other men around you. You stop hiding behind your image and you start leading from a depth instead of drive. You stop living like a man who failed and start living like a man who's learned. In other words, the very areas you regret become the very areas God uses to shape how you finish. Your story changes from, man, I wasted that, to, you know what? It was the day I woke up. If anything in the last few minutes hits you, you're not broken. You're not behind. You're at the point of reckoning. I mean, you can't change the first half, but you can absolutely decide who you will be in the second. So here's a practical step to take after watching this video. Take 10 quiet minutes and write down your answers to those 3 questions I asked. And then choose one small act of repair or presence and do it. And if you want help walking this out, we need one another. Then that's exactly why this Legacy Blueprint, these videos exist, why I'm writing a book called The Legacy Blueprint, because it's to help men in the second half redeem regret, reclaim purpose, and finish strong. And you know what? If this video gave you maybe some language for something you've been carrying, share it with a man who doesn't talk much, but carries a lot. See, most of us men, we don't need more advice. We just need someone to say, you know what? Me too. And it's not too late. Hope this encouraged you. You can click in the comments below. One of the first comments there is a link to a short email course where I want to just share with you some things I've learned in my life. 5 short emails, 5 days, and I think it might spark something in you. Take a moment, click that link, sign up, and I want to send these emails to you over the next 5 days. And I believe it might help you turn regret into reckoning and make 2026 the year you want it to be. God bless you. See you next week.